Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NXT The Game Season 1, Episode 15. Let's get straight into the action. We see a limo pull up, and the door quickly swings open, revealing Triple H. That's right, Triple H. The video opens with Tom Phillips, Nigel McGuinness, and Steve Corino sitting on welcome us to NXT. Tom Phillips says that tonight in our second match, in fact, actually it's the main event, we're going to see the Axeman, Curtis Axel, make his debut against Roderick Strong in his first match here in NXT. Also tonight, we will place another NXT superstar into the NXT Money in the Bank match at NXT TakeOver Deep South as Kassius Ohno takes on the Perfect 10, Tye Dillinger. All three look towards the ramp because DIY is making their way towards the ring. DIY will open up NXT this week in tag team action. Alright, and in about that at Subpar Wrestling a little heat, DIY defeats Shoot Nation in 3 minutes by pinfall when Tommaso Ciampa taps out Angelo Dawkins with the Project Ciampa number 2. Johnny Gargano was head and shoulders above everyone else. So tonight, DIY defeats Shoot Nation as they're just a couple days away from NXT TakeOver Deep South, where they'll be facing Blake and Murphy. Speaking of Blake and Murphy, after having just defeated Shoot Nation, the new It Factor, Blake and Murphy, led by Velvet Sky, jump through the crowd and lay out Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa DIY. The fans boo as Blake and Murphy have done damage, but just in a few short weeks, days, actually 10 days in fact, it's going to be DIY and Blake and Murphy, the new It Factor, as they'll be locked inside of a cage at NXT TakeOver Deep South, with Velvet Sky unfortunately not able to help. So let's see how things go when she's unable to help. Next, we get a quick look at the NXT qualifiers. We see footage of Mr. NXT, Eric Young, Aleister Black, Andrade Cien Almas, and they can get a hype video for the upcoming Kassius Ohno and Tye Dillinger match, with the winner gaining entrance into the NXT Money in the Bank match. So we're going to have to see what happens in that match coming up next, and who will it be, Tye or will it be Kassius Ohno in that match at NXT TakeOver Deep South. And in a decent match, Kassius Ohno defeats Tye Dillinger in 13 minutes with a hangman's elbow. Kassius Ohno gains entrance into the NXT Money in the Bank match, with, unfortunately, NXT's homegrown fan favorite Tye Dillinger suffering a loss here tonight. Alrighty. Kassius Ohno celebrates having just beaten Tye Dillinger to gain entrance into that NXT Money in the Bank match at NXT TakeOver Deep South. We're going to change your gimmick, buddy, I promise. Alright, next we just get a little video hyping Deep South. Nothing major, just to fill time. Just to split up our segments, actually. Next, and about that decent wrestling, we didn't have very much heat. Peyton Royce defeats Ember Moon in 8 minutes with a Hurricanrana. Peyton Royce with another surprise victory, which we shouldn't be too surprised. She's an NXT Women's Champion. I guess you could say another surprise loss for Ember Moon, who takes a loss here against Peyton Royce on NXT. Alright, next we see Curtis Axel walking down the backstage hallway towards the ring. He'll be in his main event match against Roderick Strong next. It'll be his NXT debut. Alright, next we're backstage as Kathy Kelly welcomes us to NXT champion Bobby Roode. Kathy asks Bobby Roode what his thoughts are on Curtis Axel joining NXT and getting an NXT championship right off the gate. Bobby says he'll stop you right there, Kathy, as he smiles and fixes his championship on his nicely oiled up broad shoulders. Bobby says that, sure, the Axeman arriving was a bit of a shocker, but his feelings have changed since then a little bit. He says that the NXT Championship is the most important thing in the world to him, and to be honest, it truly doesn't matter who challenges him, because at the end of the day, NXT is his show, his brand, and he is the face of NXT. He wishes Curtis Axel luck tonight and tells him that he's going to need it, because in a couple days at NXT TakeOver Deep South, the glorious one is retaining his championship. Alright, and in the main event, in a decent match, Curtis Axel defeats Roderick Strong in 13 minutes with the Henningplex. Curtis Axel gets the victory here tonight over Roderick Strong in his debut match. And after the match, Curtis Axel is shown celebrating and screaming that he is going to be the next NXT champion as we're fading to black. But just as we fade to black, just as the show is fading off, the camera focuses on a door that swings wide open with Triple H and William Regal walking out. Triple H being all smiles, William Regal being William Regal, indifferent to the situation. The two shake hands and the camera stays on William Regal as the show fades to black. What is that about? Well, we'll get to that pretty soon, guys. We're going to build the tension and the suspense as we continue. Alright, well, this was NXT The Game Season 1, Episode 15. Let's see what our rating was. 54, not interesting storylines, increased our popularity in 34 regions, losses in 11. We just can't sustain our popularity versus our show ratings right now, so we're going to have to continue to build up the workers' ratings. But until then, this was NXT The Game Season 1, Episode 15. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a couple days with the Go Home Show.